Right, I think we're on. Let's see, OBX. Sweet. So, I'm just going to quickly run through some predictions here. I usually um, make a video, but today I thought I'd go live instead, just to show my predictions. So if I'll get to UFC Abu Dhabi, obviously, headlined by Sanhagen and Umar Nurmagomedov. Pretty fairly decent card, pretty deep. So we'll start off with Cedric Dumas and Dennis Talulin. So obviously we've got Cedric Dumas here, 9 wins, 2 losses. Recently lost to Ruzabayev a couple of months back in March, and before that he had wins over Azaitar Brundage and then a loss to Friend. Obviously came off the Contender Series there. From here, he's a pretty good striker. 28, so he's still pretty young, 6'3". Fairly tall. Does it for a middleweight? 6'3" is fairly tall still. Dennis Lewin, obviously 6'1", a wee bit older and not the greatest record in the world. Coming off 3 losses back to back to back. CLD, Gregory Rodriguez. Funnily enough, they fought last weekend. And Junior Park win over Jamie Pickett doesn't really mean a hell of a lot to me. And then I don't know who that is, Kazraev. So I think for this one, I'm going to have to go for Cedric Dumas. I think he'll probably get it done. I'm going to probably say, let's do it. Tululin's got a couple of knockout losses, coming off back-to-back knockout losses. Dumas is yet to get a finish in the UFC, but he has got a couple of TKO finishes there in some other organisations. So I'm going to go with Cedric Dumas this one. We'll run Cedric Dumas by knockout. I'm going to say in the second round. Moving on to the next fight. Next fight will go Jai Herbert and Rolando Bedoya. I think Jai Herbert's going to win this one, but older. Don't know a lot about Bedoya. Who's he fought? He's lost to Song Kanan and Cullen. I think that's Chaos Williams. Let me check. Yeah, Chaos. So that's Chaos Williams. Lost to those two to decisions, and that's his only 2 fights in the UFC. They're both decent fighters, to be fair, those two. So I don't honestly hate that. 5'11", 6'1". Obviously, they must have been up at welterweight as well. So he's coming down to lightweight, assuming this fight's at lightweight. Yeah. Okay, well that actually changes things a wee bit. But 5'11", out of shooter box, Peruvian, Jai Herbert. I don't know. I just think the fact that Jai Herbert knocked down Ilia Topuria is just awesome. I feel like that's like his best moment of his career, possibly, especially with what's happened now. Coming off a loss to Fares Ziam and a draw against Ludwig Klein. I'm still going to go Jai Herbert. I'm just going to go Jai Herbert by decision. Got a lot of knockouts on his record. Bedoya has never been finished professionally, so I don't know. I'm just going to run Jai Herbert by decision there. And then next we've got Victoria Dudakova versus Sam Hughes at strawweight. Dudakova is undefeated, as we can see, with 2 fights in the UFC, one off the Contender Series. I mean, a TKO to an arm injury, which I don't know that fight, but interesting. Sam Hughes is decent. 8-6 is a horrendous record though. Lost to Tisha Luana Pinheiro. See, she's lost to a few decent fighters who wins against Estelle Nunez, who Dudakova got that arm injury TKO over. Jacqueline Amaran, not terrible. This is a tricky one because I don't really know. I'm just gonna go Dudakova. I'll go Dudakova just mainly because she's undefeated. Bit of a casual take. Sam's been knocked out once and subbed once, and a lot of her just Okay, yeah. We'll go. I'm gonna say Dudikova. When was Sam submitted? She was submitted one. Hey, where's the other one? Where's her other submission loss? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'll just go Dudikova by decision. Safe bet. Well, safe pick. I will not be betting on that fight. And then we got Garam Kutateladze versus Jordan Vucinic. Garam's got a fairly strong following. People seem to love him. Well, they did love him. Obviously, coming into the UFC off Brave, he got a win against Gamrot, which, I mean, that's aged wonderfully for him. But then obviously losing to Demir, who I think is good, and Brenner, who I think is also good. Coming up against Jordan Vucinic, who is debuting in the UFC here. I think good old MMA Guru is pretty high on this guy, you know. But he also said that he's not sure about him in this one. And after hearing how high he was on him previously, the 28-year-old, and Graham is solid, man. Like those two losses to Brenner and Demir, they're both decent fighters. Hard to know what level Vucinic's at coming off the Cage Warriors promotion. And those, like, he's got quite a few finishes in his last one, two, three, four, five in his last 5 wins. They've all been submissions, sort of within the first couple of rounds. Just looking there, yeah. So I'm gonna go Garam. Garam, much finishing potential. Yeah, quite a few knockouts. But I'm going to go Garam by decision. I think Jordan will probably be able to hang for the duration of the fight, but I think Garam will be too much, and we'll have another Georgian W. So yeah, Garam by decision there. Shamil Gaziev versus Deontay Mays. Now, I think this is an easy fight to pick, personally. I think Shamil's going to win. I think that people are underrating him because of what happened against obviously Rosenstruck last time out with the knockout, well, TKO at the end of the fourth. Before that, wins. I mean, the heavyweight wins at the end of the day, aren't they? He beat Bidet, and obviously no names of too much note on the record previous to that, but decent fighter. I don't think he's as bad as he looked. He obviously gassed out really badly coming up against Deontay Mays, who has just been up and down, up and down, up and down, it seems, since his heel hook submission loss to Cyril Gane in his UFC debut. Yeah, so I'm going to go Shamil Gaziev. I really do struggle to see him winning by decision here, even though it's only a 3-rounder after what I saw last time. So I'm going to go Shamil Gaziev by knockout in round 1. Deontay Mays, when he last knocked out a while ago on the Contender Series. That's fun. Yeah, so I'm going to go Shamil by knockout. Not much logic behind that, but we'll go with that. Muhammad Yahya versus Cael Fernandez. Is this Ronnie Yahya or not? I'm not sure it is. I don't think it is. Anyway, what's he got? A loss to Trevor Peake. And Cael Fernandez has got a loss to Mark Casey. What is this? It's a lightweight bout, it is, yeah. So this is a really hard one to go off based on the records, because, you know, they've both only had one fight in the UFC. Yeah, 30, 29, 5'9", 6 foot, Brazilian, UAE. You'd imagine they're trying to give Yair a fight here that he can win at home. Not sure what the odds are for this fight, but actually let's just quickly look and see if we can get that on the UFC website. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Events. View the card. I have got some odds there. Yeah. Oh, she. Yaya is a huge dog. That's interesting. Oh, good to know I've picked all favourites so far without even looking at the odds. Yeah, so in that case, I'm going to be going for Cal Fernandez. And I think he's going to win by. You know what? I'm going to go decision. Don't really know enough about these two guys to pick anything else, and we'll just go Cal Fernandez by decision. Who do we have next? There, so we got Azamat Muzikhanov versus Alonzo Minifield. Obviously, Minifield coming off that loss by knockout to Carlos Olberg within about 2 seconds. What was it actually? 12 seconds. Felt like 2 seconds. That was awesome. Love Carlos, the GOAT. And then before that, getting a UD win over Jacoby. I've heard people say both. I like Jacoby. It's Dustin Jacoby. And then obviously that series he had with Crute that for some reason almost spanned a year. Well, not really 6 months, but anyway. On both the Vault cards. Sad times. Then I went against Serkinov and Muzarov. Lost to Will Knight. Damn. Actually been in the UFC for a low-key long time. Debuted in 2019 after coming off the Contender Series in 18. Damn. Went over Paul Craig. Oh god, he must be the GOAT. On the other hand, the undefeated Muzikhanov, I think he's probably going to get this one done. Also, I went over Jacoby, and he hasn't had that many fights in the UFC. But yeah, I'm going to go... Wait, is he going to win over... He's going to win over Moniz in the regional. That's interesting. So what do we got? So he's won most by knockout. I mean, we've seen Alonso get knocked out recently, and he definitely does have that that aspect to his game. So I'm going to go Azamat Muzikhanov by knockout, and I'm going to go second round, I think, if I had to guess, which kind of isn't necessary, but we'll go Muzikhanov by knockout. Then we got Joel Alvarez versus Alves Brenner. So we got Joel 31, 20-3, 26, 16-4. Obviously losing that one to Mikubi Orabai, that was up at welterweight though. So he's coming back down to lightweight for this fight. Got that win over Garam and Krzyzewski, who was useless. We have now found out after his fight against Kurt Holobar. Tukagov is okay. I like Brenner, man. And Joel Alvarez lost to Armin, which most people are going to lose to Armin in the division. But then beating Mark Casey, which is cool, with a Bravo choke, and then Moises, Yalikov, Duffy, Blando. Okay, I still think Alves is going to win. I like Alves. I think he's an up and comer. Joel Alvarez is a giant lightweight at 6'2", but I don't think that's going to have too much of a bearing on this fight. Alves has never been finished, although that may just be me jinxing him here. 17 subs and 3 knockouts for Joel Alvarez, so he's never won by decision, which is interesting. And Alves Brenner has never lost by finish, so if Alvarez wins, one of those trends is going to be bucked. Also, Alves in 20 fights in 16 wins, we'll say, has only gone to decision 2 times. So as you can see, they're 13% of the time, which is pretty low. Both submission artists. I reckon. You know what? I'm feeling spicy, so I'm gonna say Alves Brenner maybe gets tagged on the feet, shoots a bad takedown. Joel Alvarez locks up a guillotine. Alves Brenner steps over. Oh my god, it's got Von Flue choke. I was thinking about the sequence, but I just completely forgot the name of it. Yeah, Von Flue choke for Alves Brenner. I don't know if he's got that in his bag. Let's see his subs: rear naked choke, armbar, triangle choke, rear naked, armbar, rear naked, guillotine, armbar. Looks like he doesn't necessarily have that in his bag, but not many do. I reckon he can do it. Alves Brenner by Von Flue choke submission in the second round, I'm going to say. Right, now getting on to the slightly more... I mean, I think that's the start. Let's see the main... Yes, that was the first fight on the main card. And now we move on to I mean, I guess that one was two, but the slightly more notable fights with a few more ranked or like notable names in it. Mackenzie Dern versus Lupita Godinez. Obviously Loopy. I mean, I think people thought she was going to be like a title challenger or something, and then she hit Werner, who unanimous decision to over 3 rounds. Got some. I mean, like I think it's a slightly overrated run she was on, with Calvillo, Dakota, Reed, and Ricci. I mean, at the end of the day, 3 decisions in there, 2 splitties, and a sub over Elise Reed, who I don't think that she's that good. Lost to Angela Hill, lost to Luana Carolina, like lost to Jessica Penne. She's kind of been around the division, and I think Mackenzie Dern may be that step up that she's not ready for. Um, Obviously, you just look at I'll stop like there. Marina Rodriguez, Pennington, Yan Xiaonan, Angela Hill, Jessica Andrade, and Lemos. Like that's a tough schedule of opponents. Like let's be real, and even if we get rid of that, Nina Nunes, Werner, she's got to win over Werner, man. Like come on, must be the goat. Yeah, but anyway, like that's a tough run of results, and I just don't think Godin is on that level. So since it's a 3 rounder, I'm gonna say I think Mackenzie's gonna get it done by decision. I think she will just sort of out grapple Loopy. While Loopy obviously has a couple of subs on her record. She's not that great down there. I think she seems to be more of a boxer. From when I've watched her anyway, she doesn't like necessarily just shoot for the takedown. Obviously, she got decisioned by Werner, who has great grappling for the division. Mackenzie Dern, also great grappling. If she can learn how to shoot a takedown, the division would honestly be in trouble. What's the sort of size of them? 5'2", 5'4". I think Mackenzie's probably going to be the bigger person in there. On the fight. Yeah, so I will go Mackenzie by decision there. That's kind of a tricky one. Tony versus Michael Chiesa. I don't even want to break this fight down. It's sad. 40-year-old Tony, 36-year-old Michael. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I don't know why this fight's happening. Um, I mean, what Michael Chiesa has had 4 fights since the start of 2021. So what's that? That's 21, 22, 23. That's 3, 4 years. Like let's say 3.5 years. He's had 3 fights. Tony, he's been a little bit more busy than that. I mean, that's like okay. Gaethje, Oliveira, Dariush. That is hell. Those 3 bit fights back to back to back. Like, and what he took them 6 months after the Gaethje fight. He took the Oliveira fight, right? Lost that. Almost got his arm snapped. And then 6 months later, he took on the Beneil fight. Took a year out. Got head kicked KO'd by Michael Chandler. What's that? Not not long, like 3 months after that, he came back and fought against Nate and got subbed in one of the more hilarious fights visually I've ever seen. And then got beaten up badly by Bobby Green and then choked out in that Utah Salt Lake City card. And then, I mean, obviously the loss to Pimlet, which I thought was pretty convincing. But then you got like also like if you look at Michael Chiesa here, he's got 10 submissions, but he's also been subbed 5 times. Um, I mean by Kevin Holland and Vicente Luque, decisioned by Sean Brady. Um, it's kind of tricky, eh? Like I don't know, it's a hard one for sure. Yeah. Um, oh no, I'm gonna go Tony Ferguson by submission in round one. Why not? I mean, he's got some submission wins. He's got the tricky grappling. Um, Chiesa, I think he's a bit shit, and obviously, Tony isn't having to cut weight pretty much. Well, as much weight as Michael Chiesa you saw in the interviews. Yeah, let's go Tony with submission in round one. Cheeto versus Figgy. Um, yeah, I mean, Cheeto coming off that beat down by Sean O'Malley after winning against Pedro and getting a title shot after losing to Corey. Also, never a split decision. Never ever 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 in my life is that a split decision. And then obviously you got Figgy coming off a couple of decent wins against Garbrandt and Font. Yeah, and obviously lost to Moreno, which is, after that series with the draw, the loss, the win, the loss. Yeah. That's tricky, man. Like, he was good at flyweight. Obviously ran into Moreno, but before that, it's pretty much undefeated in the UFC. Wait, how many losses has he got? Three. So two of his three losses are to Moreno, and the other one is to Junior Formiga ages ago. Damn, I didn't realize Figgy's Loki got an amazing resume. Even knockout subs and then less decisions as well. It was just awesome. Kind of underrated in my opinion in terms of like his legacy. Cheeto's a lot younger. I don't think he'll be. He will be a fair bit taller. I don't know. I'm gonna go Figgy. And I think Figgy's going to beat him by decision because it is like impossible to finish. Like if that knee from O'Malley can't even barely rock Cheeto, I don't know what Figgy's going to do. But yeah, I'll go Figgy by decision. I think in that one, I think that's fairly safe. Shara Bullet versus Olazaychik. I'm surprised Mikhail's back so quickly after that fight with Holland, although I think it did get released that it was only a dislocation of the arm. It wasn't like a snap or a break or anything. So yeah, Kevin Holland loss. Before that, he also got subbed by Mikel Pereira. Before that, his loss was against Carlo Barrio, another sub. There's not a large chance that Shara Bullet's going to be subbing him. In fact, I would probably put my life savings on that not happening. But yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one with. I think Mikel's good. So is Shara. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as he's being sort of hyped up to be. Obviously, previously to the UFC, he had won all of his fights by knockout, and then he's come into the UFC against Bruno Silva and Antonio Tricoli. Did he end up getting the finish on Tricoli? Oh, he did too. Oh, damn. Sorry. Let me take that back. Coming to the UFC, he had one decision, and then now he's got a decision and a TKO, which didn't even look like it should be a TKO. Like the fight wasn't really going that way until he just broke him at the end on the Saudi card. But yeah, I do think Shara will win this one. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go Shara Bullet by KO. I mean, I don't even know. I think Mikhail's coming back too quick, even though obviously he's must be medically cleared in that. Tough run recently. His 3 wins are against Chidi Njokuani, Cody Brunson, Sam Alvey, some of the just absolute joke men of the middleweight division. So yeah, and then losing to Jacoby Baralho, Pereira, and Holland. Shara Bullet by KO, round 3, late like the Tricoli one. Right, main event time. Corey and Umar. This is a tough one, man. I do think Corey has the tools. Obviously, he had those 2 decision losses to TJ and then Peter, Jan, and then Song Yadong, Marlon Vera, Rob Font won by TKO, which that was a cut. That wasn't really a knockout. That was like it says their doctor's stoppage, but that was because of the cut. Like, wasn't even rocked. And then Marlon and Rob. Obviously, before that, he had got the 2 highlights against Marlon Moraes and Frankie Edgar. He's got a good resume. I do want to say because Umar, I just want to say that Bexat fight was like interesting to me. That was on the Rosenstruck Gaziev fight. That's right. That was a real interesting fight to me because coming into it, obviously, I think Umar was like a ginormous favourite in that fight. I'll see if I can find it here. I'm not sure if it'll come up with it or not here. He was a huge favourite. I don't think it will. I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, Umar Magomedov odds. Can we get the odds? Yeah, it's like he was a. We'll see. Sorry, we'll get this up and we'll see what. So again, speaks that closing. Yeah, he was a minus 1667 at worst, and Bexat was an plus 850. And that fight was competitive. I don't care what anyone says. That fight was competitive. It was a unanimous decision, obviously, but I thought Bexat was really good in that fight. What's he's like that. See, if I'm betting on this fight, I'm taking Corey all day. In terms of like value for money there, because he's a plus 225. But yeah, I mean Umar's never lost, so well, does he have an amateur? He doesn't have an AMI dub. Oh, he has 4 AMI dubs. A 2-rounder? Hey? And then the 3 fights, there's no. Yeah, that's yeah, nice. A lot of these fights, FNG fights, don't even heard of them. PFL, obviously, have heard of PFL. Didn't know he had fought for PFL twice, actually. And then Guerrilla Fighting. Dagestan. Okay. So basically, he is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-0. Can't count anything that happened before. Morozov, Callaghan, Maynes, Barcelos, and Bexat. Honestly, not that impressed. Barcelos is probably the best one in there. Callaghan's bad. I'm going to go Corey. And I'm going to go Corey by KO. With the knee, whether it's flying or not flying, I don't know yet. But I'm going to say Corey Sandhagen over Umar Nurmagomedov. Yeah, I think he's going to win. By Nico, he's going to catch him coming in. 5'8", small. Wheel saw bloody Umar got dropped by Bexat. So look at Bexat's career before he came to the UFC. Obviously a solid fighter. 2 losses. Lost to Umar. Yeah, like he came from Octagon. UAE Warriors, you see what I'm saying here? I'm impressed. Okay? So, yeah, Umar gonna get this one done. Not Umar, sorry. Corey's gonna get this one done by knockout with a knee, whether it's flying or standing, as I said, I'm not sure. Why is he listed there as a featherweight? Who knows? But yeah, Breaker's got 140 pounds. So that last fight with Rob Font, did someone blow weight in that? Anyway, Sandhagen by knee KO. I'm going to go round 2, round 3, one of those two. And yeah, that's my official pick. Corey Sandhagen is going to take out Umar Nurmagomedov. Overall, the card's good. The main card's nice. There's the Murzakanov, Metafield, Gaziev, Mays, Kutateladze, Vucinic. Like, they're cool fights. To be honest, the whole card's cool. I don't hate it. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a good card overall. The main event may be boring, depending on if Umar gets his way or not. Because Umar is here. He's not really a finish. Yeah, I could definitely see that going 5 rounds, to be fair. Corey's pretty durable. And Umar obviously doesn't have the... Well, he's got a fair few subs, but also quite a lot of decisions for his wins. But yeah, anyway, that's all I got. Just didn't have time to make a presentation this week, so I quickly jumped on live, and hopefully I can post this afterwards. I don't know how that works. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for listening. Catch you later. No viewers, that's all good. We're still going. Thank you. Appreciate if you're listening. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to. I should be doing this most weeks. I almost didn't this week, but I jumped in and did this instead. But yeah, appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye.